The Monahans Loboes come into this week still undefeated in the 2023 season. Now, back in 1948, the Loboes went all the way and even won state for the first time in program history, hoisting this very trophy that you see behind me. I sat down with the last remaining team member who was a major part of the 48 state team, and interestingly enough, his great nephew currently plays for Monahans and is striving for the same. Take a look.
It's kind of crazy.
A Christmas miracle.
We never dreamed of it really going that far, but we accepted it, I guess.
On December 25th of 1948, the Monahans Loboes did the impossible, capping their undefeated season with the first Class A state title. Now 75 years later, and one living legend remains to tell us all he remembers about that exciting day.
Well, it still is. I mean, 70-something years, and it's still a great feeling.
And even says it still feels like yesterday that this dream came true. Can you believe it's been that long since you were a part of this, since you got to host that trophy?
Gosh, no. But it looks like it's aging about like I am.
At 92 years young, Doyle Farmer can still recall the feelings from the incredible team accomplishment. More specifically, the cold weather they weren't used to.
Cold, wet, ice fell on the field, sleet, you know, and it was aggravating. But, you know, the excitement kind of softened the blow, and it was a fine day.
In 15 games that season, the Loboes outscored their opponents 385-89, which to Farmer is nothing compared to the high-powered offense of the 2023 team.
We didn't have the scoring power that this bunch here has, but they've already scored probably what we scored in 15 games.
Although they may be vastly different teams, there's one thing that connects the two. Farmer's great-nephew, Brandon Mendoza, who's currently a senior for the Loboes.
It's amazing knowing that I have someone that's experienced being a state champion, and hopefully this year I can experience the same thing.
Farmer says he watches as many games as he can and doesn't think he has any advice left to give this current group.
I just don't feel like we can render a whole lot of advice to those kids now. They're just too prolific in their scoring, and they've got a heck of an attitude, and I know Big Red is full of it.
Mendoza, known to his teammates as Big Red, is excited for the opportunity to follow in his family members' footsteps as the 2023 Loboes are still undefeated heading into the final week of the season.
75 years is a little too long for us, though, so hopefully bringing that back over here, just knowing what our task is, knowing what we need to do to get there is what we really focus on.
They've won their fair share of titles over the years, but going for state is always on the mind. And to do so on the 75-year anniversary of the first and only state title in school history would mean even more.
We want to build our legacy and leave it and be that team that brought back the state championship. Like I said earlier, 75 years has been way too long.
Farmer believes this team has the ability to repeat history and bring another trophy home.
I think they've got a good chance of at least better than we had, I think.
With another gold ball on the horizon, the Loboes, Farmer, and Big Red are ready for the postseason.
Feels pretty good. Just know, still got a lot of work to do. Definitely not done with what we've been doing.
Now, there is so much more to this story and this program, and they're just getting started this year and pushing towards that state title. You can learn more about this year and the 48 team right now on our website. And as always, catch highlights from the Monahans Loboes on Base and Gridiron tomorrow night at 10. In studio, Rachel Hallam, ABC Big 2 Sports.